Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Who's that kid? Nick. He looks like Beaker from Muppets.
The one on FS1, Nick Wright.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah. I got something
That's
for
amazing.
I
did not even. I love that.
If I get 5 women and they're all in the same room with me, we're going at it at 110%.
Welcome in, everybody, for another edition of the Lazy Booking Podcast on A2D Radio, and we're coming at you tonight at 110%.
Such a great line.
Oh, it's the best. Whole lot to talk about from WWE, from Saturday night's main event to big announcements made to an interesting conclusion to Monday Night Raw last night. We're going to dive into that momentarily. I'm Chrome, joined by my good old pal here, Mr. Ritz. A2D legend, what's up, pal?
What is going on, my guy? It is a fun-filled evening for sure.
Sure is. And Eric is off this week. Well,
Good.
Tonight. He will be with us Thursday. Because don't forget, we got 2 shows this week. We got Damian Sandow, Aaron Stevens, NWA superstar, former WWE superstar, joining us for a conversation. So make sure you guys tune in that at 6 p.m. Thursday night. Let's show some love to our sponsor, Dr. Paul Vidal and his team at Specialized Physical Therapy, physical locations in Burlington and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can find them on the web at that site right in front of your face, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. No appointment necessary. Let his award-winning team help you. Any long-lasting, any brand-new physical ailments that you guys have going on, we'll get you guys on a path to righteousness with your body.
Righteousness with your... Is that in the read?
There's no read. I just talk.
Okay. Thank God, because that's
so
a corny-ass
good
line.
It seems like I got to read.
That's awful.
You know what I have for a read? What's on the screen there. That's it. That's my read.
Righteousness with your body.
That's right. Hey, Doc will love it. Doc will love it.
I love
we
it.
appreciate you guys joining us on Facebook, YouTube, on X, Twitter, wherever you're at. Please like, subscribe, follow, share the video out, comment in. We want to hear what you guys have to say. A lot of things happened this week. And make sure you guys participate with us, and we'll be popping your comments up on the screen. In the meantime, and also we will be joined by another guest, Mr. Peter Evans, who should be joining us at some point.
He's never on time.
Fashionably late as usual. Well, last time he made it on after we did the intro.
He's still at least he got another 5 minutes.
True. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's good.
Yeah.
It's all. Hop in whenever he's ready.
Yeah.
But brought to you by Specialized Physical Therapy, our opening topic here on A2D Radio. CM Punk as WWE World Heavyweight Champion will last until at least WrestleMania. Do you agree or disagree with that statement? Wherever you're at, again, please chime in, join the conversation. But my guest co-host today, we're going to let you kick this one off, buddy. CM Punk defeats Jey Uso on Saturday night's main event in a clean finish.
Yeah.
Clean match. We weren't sure if that was going to happen to win the World Heavyweight title. So, do you agree or disagree with that statement that he will hold this title till at least WrestleMania?
I think he almost has to, right? If you look at what's coming up, you've got Survivor Series. Well, I'm sorry, Saturday night's main event, Survivor Series, another Saturday night's main event, Royal Rumble, Chamber. And let's assume for a second he's involved in the War Games match at Saturday night's main event. You're not going to have him drop the title at SummerSlam, not SummerSlam, Royal Rumble. Whatever happens at the Rumble, I think, for Punk, is going to help set up his match at WrestleMania. I think, while yes, Punk did main event WrestleMania last year, night 1, I think, honestly, there's a way we could see him being the main event for night 2 and walking in as a champion. I assume for a second that There is no Roman for WrestleMania, at least for the main event picture. There's no John Cena, obviously. He's gone. Seth's out. We don't know for how long Seth's out, but we know it's an indefinite amount of time. Unless you're going to, I would think you're going to put Braun Breaker in the Royal Rumble, have him go on and win it, and then it sets up that story for Braun to finally take the title off of Punk. We're going to talk about it later, obviously, the ending of Monday Night Raw from last night. I think that plays into this heavily. Whatever happened there, and with Logan Paul assisting the Vision, I think that's going to lead into whatever, one, War Games is going to look like, but two, position Logan for a title shot at one of these upcoming Saturday night's main events.
Yeah, I mean, maybe even the one on December 13th. We'll see. That's the one that directly follows Survivor Series. So, to your point, and we're going to discuss it a little bit later. I as far as the ending goes, I think that we are heading in that same direction in terms of what we're going to get in the War Games match. But I would agree to the poll question for sure. I don't. First of all, Seth confirmed this week he is out for 6 months.
Did he?
So,
all right, I missed that.
Yeah, he was on Good Morning Football on the NFL Network. He's like a periodic guest on there, and he pops in and joins them and talks Bears. He's actually a pretty smart football guy.
I've heard that as well.
So So he did a guest appearance, and he showed up on there, and he did announce that he's out for 6 months. So
his arm's in one of those. I won't say a sling, right? It's more like one of those braces, isn't it?
It's like a cast. It's a form of a cast.
Okay.
But yes, it is. So I think without Seth in the picture at this point, it's tough because I've been very much against this idea of putting the title on Bronson early or Braun early. I don't think transitional champions help. The idea was thrown out, give it to LA Knight. I don't like the idea. I don't think that helps LA Knight. I think it's actually a hindrance to him. Good.
My question to that, how do I get there?
Well, you could have gotten there through the injury by having him win the title or winning the battle royal. You could have gotten it.
But now but I'm saying now with Punk being champion, right? That's where this question comes in at. Punk is champion, does it last to WrestleMania? If somebody's saying LA Knight, right? How do you get there?
I mean, LA Knight, again, that was a name that was brought up prior to putting the
title.
Sorry,
I missed that.
No, I haven't heard that now. But we've talked about it on this show, this idea of, like, you talked about the main event of WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And we're correct. Punk did knock that notch off, right? He got that monkey off of his back, so to speak, right?
Correct.
So now I agree in that we're looking at a championship match being featured as the main event of WrestleMania is the next step for him, right? I think it's the next, notch on the belt, so to speak. So I'm intrigued to see, because I do agree with you that I think we need a title match in the picture for him to close out one of the shows. I don't care if it's night 1 or night 2. To me, I consider them both main events. I know some people will say, well, you're not the main event unless you're on night 2. I don't necessarily agree with that. They're 2 full shows. To me, you main event. Doesn't matter which night. You get the big firework display or you get the big send-off at the end of the show, you main evented it that night.
Correct.
But that being said, we've talked about it on here, this idea of even if he wins the title, like with Seth out of the picture, what is the next, where does CM Punk go? Because is it Cody Rhodes? Is that where we need to go for WrestleMania and give CM Punk that match? But he would have to drop the title.
Correct.
So, again, how do we get there? Money in the Bank is no longer in the picture. Royal Rumble, could he drop the title before the Royal Rumble on Saturday night's main event in a hot shot? I don't think so.
So it's interesting. I'm looking at their event schedule right now, kind of leading up to WrestleMania. The next event is Survivor Series in 3 weeks' time. After that, it's the December 13th, Saturday night's main event, John Cena's last match. Where's my mouse? Don't want to get the dates right here. After that, it's another Saturday night's main event on January 24th. Then you have the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to the Elimination Chamber in Chicago. And then WrestleMania. So I can see you running, and it's like, and I'm sorry, I keep bouncing around, but the poll question very heavily dictates with the last segment you have on here. Logan Paul helps the vision. We've already determined 5 of the possible 10 people that are now going to be in the War Games match.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that takes care of that. That's going to ultimately lead to Logan Paul still wanting his title shot.
Mm-hmm.
There's your December 13th. Then you could argue almost putting either Bronson Reed or Braun Breaker in the shot on the 26th in Montreal. I'm sorry, the 24th in Montreal, which would then spawn you. All right, they don't win there because you're not going to have the title change hands there. Then you're going to have, all right, say, you know, better yet, Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed's on the 24th because, quote unquote, he beat Roman Reigns, yada, yada, yada. All right, cool, awesome. And they're doing this weird thing where Paul's putting over Bronson Reed before he puts over Braun Breaker. And they're really leaning into, here's what Bronson Reed's done, yada, yada, yada. And then there's just this badass in Braun Breaker. I don't know if it's intentional. It could just be stylistic, right? Let's lean into that for a second, though. They use the fact that Braun, all right, fuck this. Reed, I'm just calling them last names now. Reed has beaten Roman Reigns, and Breaker has to run the gauntlet through the Royal Rumble. I think he's the Iron Man of that match. I think this is really going to be his year to shine and show off. Literally roll through everybody. Because if you think about it, we haven't had a number 1 start and go all the way to the end and win it in a minute.
It's been a while.
Then that will set them up for WrestleMania. And then I think you protect both of those men until WrestleMania, and then that's where Breaker beats Punk for the title. Unless you're going to do something drastic like a heel turn. Speaking of heel turns, look at this dapper yapper. I put him over and he flips me off. That's cute.
I was just getting something on my forehead, man.
Sure.
He's got that fresh fade. He's looking good. All right.
Like I said, dapper yapper.
Fresh fade. What's going on? Pete Evans,
up,
ATV legend. What's it? Film Don't Lie.
Film Don't Lie
I got it
tonight.
right. I always want to say clips don't lie. I don't know why. Film don't lie.
You like clips. I don't know what it is.
Is that live or are you guys recording it?
So it's too late for the old man to go live at 10:30 at night. Those days are over. So we are recording at 9:30, and it'll drop tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock.
All right.
I don't blame you. Hey.
Now, we're not a young guy anymore, Andy.
I love my boys on Wednesday nights, and I've been trying to get back on a little bit, but the 10:30 starts were a little much for me too because I'm starting work some days at 5-6 a.m. So
I was 7 to 6 today, second day in a row. It's the young kid over here, up here, where we at? Up here, has the least young boy. He has the least hair out of all of us on his head. I don't know about the rest of his body.
You're never gonna know that answer.
I'm just saying.
I got more hair on my chin than you guys have on your total heads combined right now.
I choose to get mine cut off, sir.
Look here, Soulless. So did I.
I think God did that for you.
Don't get me wrong. God help, but I made the decision when to cut it off. I'm not somebody that held on to I made the right call at the right time. Anyway, no, we're getting off topic.
God with the running.
Rein this back in.
All right, welcome in Peter Evans from Film Don't Lie, A2D legend as well.
Eugene
Frequent
Wave.
contributor to the Lazy Booking Podcast 2 weeks in a row. Appreciate you joining us. Got like that. I mean, it's got to be the collared shirt, the Mr. Rogers shirt with the wave.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is Mr. Rogers. That's fantastic.
But Pete, we dove into the poll question. CM Punk as WWE World Heavyweight Champion will last until at least WrestleMania. Agree or disagree? We got the Godfather of A2D Radio.
What is going on? It's the
he
boss.
agrees to the poll. I love it. He's with us. Do you agree or disagree? Me and Andy both agree. I think it's hard at this point to take the title off. This is kind of the one part where we kind of miss Eric a little bit because he might disagree because he does believe there can be a path to get us there.
Of course he does.
Taking the title off of Punk. But I can't at this point foresee, particularly after the promo last night. But I want to get your thoughts there, Pete.
My heart says agree. No, I'm sorry, vice versa. My mind says agree. My heart wants to disagree. So I'm gonna listen to my heart.
We're fighting now. Let's go.
I'm gonna listen to my heart. I'm gonna disagree to the poll.
Okay. So give us, because I'm glad you did, because we need to hear the other side. How do we get there?
Is there one?
I think there's this 5-letter word out there.
Oh, bloody hell.
It starts with the B. It ends with the K.
Oh my God.
Maybe. And I'm not saying he has to be champion, but he can cost him the championship. There's a lot of turmoil where CM Punk has to walk around with eyes in the back of his head because at some point he's not liked by anyone. Who can he rely on? I don't think the Jay thing is going to be long-standing.
I think Jay's turning heel.
And I think it's going to happen at Survivor Series if we get to War Games. The Logan Paul thing, I think that is more set up for the War Games match. Is he truly aligned with the vision? Like I said, mind-wise, I think it's the path of least resistance to get him to Mania with the title. I don't know if it's the best for business, but ultimately, I don't know if even putting the title on him now was the best for business, short-term and long-term, in my opinion. Like I said on last week's Lazy Booking Podcast show, I don't know if I would have went in this direction in the first place.
Yeah, it's weird because, like, I know we've been debating it for weeks. And now that it's here, it's like I feel like I saw the path to get to WrestleMania if you put the title on Jay. Like, you could have did the whole Bloodline triple threat at Mania, the main event one of the nights. Like, you could have did that, and then it could have opened up to get Cody and Punk together. Like, to me, that's money. That sells both nights. But then at the same time, in the short term, I'm kind of like I feel like Punk kind of made sense. I mean, now that we're here, now I don't know because I don't see where it's at now.
I think putting the title on Jay, had they gone that direction, while yeah, you know what, it might be a little bit easier to book it out right from now to WrestleMania because I won't lie, I don't fully hate the Bloodline triple threat match.
Oh, that has to hurt you to admit that.
No, not really. Because I'm sorry, that really threw me off. You talking. Shut up, jackass. No, I think that Jay's first run, while it was it all culminated to him winning, I think the run did not live up to the hype of him becoming champion. I thought it lacked a lot. The title kind of seemed very, very secondary, and he always seemed to be running to somebody's aid or getting his ass kicked and no one really coming to help him. So with Punk now, I think, and especially knowing how vicious and brutal that the vision has been over the last few months. Having a champion that's not afraid to drop the microphone and just fight, but can still cut a decent promo, because I'm sorry, Jay can't talk most of the time to save his life. Punk was the right call here. Punk is what's going to be able to get them, knowing that Seth went down. Because let's be real, we want to say what was best for business long term, short term. What was best for business was Seth Rollins not getting hurt.
Or not even putting the Money in the Bank briefcase in his hands in the first place.
Also, yes. But we digress. So I think that long-term wise, while they may have a little bit of an uphill battle, I think putting it on Punk is better. As much as I hate and despise and detest your little 5-letter word, if you go back and you listen to Paul Heyman last night, he was teasing it. Also, the jackass is in the damn promo video for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Right.
And mind you, there's a fifth seat that's empty to the right of him.
Yeah. So
just want to throw that out there.
Right, and it's the seat. Now, some people like there's one side of that coin that can say, "Oh, it's for the fans," right? I've seen that floated around because the way that the dialogue is and everything like that, it's a seat for the fans at the table, whatever. But I still think that you're going to have Brock at WrestleMania in some shape or form. Is it here with CM Punk? It could be. Is it with Cody Rhodes? I think that's a little bit more plausible. I would argue that there's still a little bit of unfinished business there. If you insert Brock into the CM Punk thing, into the Vision thing, there's a lot of layers there. And if you also think about that table, how many of those people did Paul Heyman manage at that table?
3 out of the 4. What if the table is the main events? From left to right. Cody Roman 3, because it's 1-1 now. Punk Brock.
All right, question. Do we want Cody Roman 3?
It depends on how they present it.
Just on paper. On paper, no presentation, no nothing. Do you want a Cody Roman 3?
I want to break that. I would. That's just me, though.
And I'm not there's no right or wrong answer there.
There's not. It's
right?
whatever floats your boat. But my biggest proponent in disagreeing to the poll is how long can you stave off Braun?
So I don't know if you caught my little.
I did not.
All right, so let me lay it out for you. In 3 weeks' time, you've got Survivor Series. After the events of last night, CM Punk is inside the War Games match with Jey Uso. Oh, not sorry, no, not Jey Uso, Logan Paul, and the Vision. I think that's all in there. And then after that, you have John Cena's last
because you're gonna have another PLE, official PLE into a Royal Rumble.
Right. You've got 2 Saturday night's main events between there. I think you do Logan Paul actually getting his title shot on the 13th, because you're going to stack that card. I think Reed, because the way that they've been pitching all this stuff with how he beat Roman, he gets a shot on the 24th in Montreal. And then Braun Breaker runs the gauntlet. He goes from 1 to 30, whoops everybody's ass in there. He wins the Rumble, and you protect them both leading into WrestleMania. The only caveat to that is CM Punk's going to wrestle in Chicago at Elimination Chamber. You're dumb if you don't do that.
So
that's the only thing that messes that up. But that's how you put Braun Breaker off.
That's tough for me because he's already late. To wait that long, he's already laid claim to the title should be, and he said it outwardly and publicly.
Listen, this is not an original discussion from my brain, so I'm not going to take credit for it, but I've seen it talked about online. I don't understand why we have to put the title on Braun anytime soon, or Bronson anytime soon. Particularly with Braun, there are a lot of mirror images to when Roman Reigns was jammed down everybody's throat in the very beginning.
Mhm.
It is becoming very forced. They have a lot of similarities. Now, Braun can talk a lot better. Braun Breaker can definitely speak a lot better. There's no suffering, succotash nonsense going on, right? That being said, it's two guys who are big, who can work really well, who are fast, who are good looking, and who have lineages with the company that they just seem to have to put a rocket ship on. And I would like to hear your guys' thoughts because I don't think it needs to happen. Let him be
In
a
this
guy
moment right now.
You made fucking Cody wait 2 years and he was already established.
No, I hear you. In this moment right now, because once again, how they presented him and the reason why he did what he did and immediately took Seth out and then held up the title, that's what it is. So I'm going from the standpoint of he almost looked detested and upset at the way the Raw ended last night because Logan Paul joined. Like you could see the ripples in Seth when Seth was there. He was almost jealous and envious. So what do you put in his path so you don't have to put the title on him? Because if he's left just to this, right, then what are we doing? Like, so to your point, I agree with you to a point. But if not that, then what? Like, where does he go from here?
You could build him a whole lot. First of all, to me, you want to get him close and then have him lose, and maybe he goes off the deep end, whatever. And then closer you get to Seth, have Seth be the one to cost him. That's how you take him out of the title picture, because then he can focus on a feud with Seth, who's trying to get redemption against him.
How long is Seth out? 6 months?
6 months. It's not that long. You could buy time for 6 months. You want to throw him in one title match, let him lose it somehow. Let somebody like, whether it's Cody, whoever, have them overcome. Then he's, pissed off and he's a force. He's going to do his thing, yada, yada, yada. He gets back into the picture and have Seth Rollins be the one to cost him. And again, that's a way you can remove him. And you can address that undeniable feud that's coming down the road.
Right.
And then that buys you another 6 months. Then let's have the conversation a year from now. Like, I don't want to happen to Roman what happened to him, because I really saw the parallels when it was laid out today of, like, why is he jumping Bronson, who beat Roman? And why is Bronson okay?
But that's not us.
But well, hold on. Hold on,
like, that's the point I'm making, though. You know what I mean?
think that I think that's where the way I framed it out, that's what holds him back. Right? Let's assume for a second, and I can't believe these words are going to exit my mouth. God, it's going to really make me mad. That Logan Paul pinned CM Punk and War Games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's an awful thing to say. Oh, I need a shower. But so then that would give Logan, hey, I beat him. You guys didn't do squat. Okay. There's the 13th. Bronson, hey, I did beat Roman. You haven't done anything relevant in 6 months by this point, right? Because we're talking January. Bronson fights him at Saturday night's main event. He runs the gauntlet at the Rumble. Let him win the Rumble.
Who?
Braun Breaker. Breaker wins the Rumble. I'm going to die on that hill, because I think he's one of the few people that can go from one to the end and do the whole thing. And I think it's about time we have another one. That's neither here nor there. But then let's go with Chrome's point, because I kind of like it. You do CM Punk, Braun Breaker, WrestleMania, night 1, night 2. I really don't give a damn. That's where Seth comes back and costs him the title. And that's how you build and set up that feud. So that way, if you're going to want to put the title on Braun Breaker, you have to go through Seth. And you can drag that out, and we could be talking SummerSlam. We could be talking Survivor Series next year of when they're actually going to put the title on him. I think because 6 months is about WrestleMania time frame, Seth will be back before WrestleMania.
Well, he got hurt.
So,
he's. I mean, 6 months from October is April.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I think, if anything, I might be looking at, when is Elimination Chamber? Is that March?
February
or March.
No, I'm sorry. It is March. Hold on. No,
because WrestleMania is
February
later
20
this year. WrestleMania is in May this year.
February 28th. WrestleMania is April 18th.
It's April 18th to April
next
19th.
year they push it back?
I think so.
It's next year. Okay. I for some reason in my head I had it that this year they start the May.
I didn't even, that was something I just learned just now. I didn't know so 2027 WrestleMania is in May.
They were talking about pushing it. So after Philly and Hunter did a whole statement on this. How did you miss this? After Philly in the cold weather, there was a lot of conversation of if we're going to continue to do these
stadium
having
shows
it in early April sensible. So the idea was over the next few years, they have it later and later in order to eventually gradually build it to like mid to late May.
Well, I mean,
so that if you were to go to the North,
the third weekend of April, it's in the third weekend of April of 2026. It's literally one day off from each other. This year it was 19th to 20th. Next year is the 18th and 19th. It's the same exact third weekend in April. So maybe if they push it back one weekend there, one weekend there. So if they just go from, I mean, that's nothing gradual. If you go from the third weekend of April and now we're going to the third weekend of May, which I mean, I'm all for it because the hotter it is, the more venues it opens yourself up to.
For sure. I mean, that's a conversation for another day. But regardless, okay. So we got the time frame end of April, right? We'll venture down that road. I'm sure down at some point. Mm-hmm. In my mind, I was like, maybe you have Bronson be in the Elimination Chamber, and Seth costs him that. And then if Seth is healthy for WrestleMania, maybe you get some way where you get a triple threat between Punk, Braun, and Seth.
That could be on the table. And the other thing is,
I don't like that.
I would like that, but my thing is, we all know eventually Braun is going to be face, or he's already being cheered now as it is, right? You don't hear boos for Braun when he comes out. You'll hear the barks, you'll hear the woof woof woofs, but you don't hear just outright boos. And nobody, I mean, I think all of us here, we don't feel sorry for Seth if he returns at all. Like Seth's not going to get sympathy or empathy for like it's not like
he's still a
exactly. So that's probably out of the time I've been on the show tonight, that's probably the best outcome is you get us to Mania and Punk is still the champion and we get a triple threat between Punk, Seth, and Braun.
Correct, because the idea, real quick, Andy, before you jump in, why I would shoot your theory down on that and having him come back and help and cost Braun at WrestleMania, why would he help Punk? Regardless of whether he comes back as a heel or a face, he would never help Punk. And
I don't think he's helping Punk in that scenario,
but he is, because he said, I will never allow CM Punk to be world champion while I am healthy, basically is what he said. So to me, like, even if he comes back and is a face, these two should never be on the same page.
Agreed.
They should always feud.
But let me go back.
I'm not helping him win a title or helping him maintain his title.
So let's go back a second as I kill this bug that's on my desk. Let's go back a second, right? You said CM Punk will never be champion as long as I'm healthy, right? What's to say that he's not fully cleared when he interferes in the match, right? Because all he'd have to do, Braun Breaker's still, I don't want to say a rookie because he's not a rookie, but he's still a young guy, up-and-coming guy, right? All Seth would have to do is for the music to hit, Braun gets distracted, Punk takes the title, right? Because ultimately, well, yeah, you know what? He doesn't like CM Punk. I don't think he's doing it to help CM Punk by no stretch of the imagination. What he did, though, was storyline-wise. Again, we understand that it was at the match at, what was it? Crown Jewel? Was that the event or whatever? It was in Australia. That's where he got hurt, ultimately. We understand that. Storyline-wise, the Vision took out Seth. Well, Seth was champion. Seth was on the mountaintop, and they turned on him. So Seth is going to want revenge before he wants his title back. And he's going to prevent them from getting the title. Because I don't see, and I'm sorry. I don't like the triple threat idea because I'm tired of triple threat champion matches Give me a one-on-one. Let's call it a day. But 2, I don't see Seth being ready to start building for that program. And interjecting.
Well, there's no program to build for. The story writes itself.
It's already built.
But where?
It's
So,
already built.
so wait a minute. Everybody shut up. If Seth's not cleared until April, you're just gonna have him show up on the go home show for WrestleMania.
He doesn't need to be physically healthy to build the program. That could be his return match. He could still show up on the show.
No, absolutely not. Because you're not gonna convince me that Braun or CM Punk aren't gonna hit him.
He doesn't have to be there physically. He could be there on screen. Like they've done this before to where.
And I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now.
They could literally implement hey, there's no touching. You touch, you're out of the match. You lose your chance, your title opportunity. There you go. Like, what are we gonna have contracts? If I see another fucking contract signing in pro wrestling again.
Oh yeah, no, they're because I'll die again. I'm still convinced the last one there was nobody actually signed a contract. Somebody said it happened. I didn't see it. I still don't think it actually happened.
Right.
What was it? The Trick Williams?
Ricky Saints?
Yeah, I'm still convinced they never signed the damn thing.
But it's like almost...
That's a whole conversation for another day, too.
A triple threat. You had it this past year, WrestleMania 41. You had a triple threat really where Paul Heyman was the prize. And there was story there. I would say, even though...
thought process.
It was a more... The history was there. But how to tell the story was probably more groundwork than what you would even need for this. And this is kind of... And you kind of shoot yourself in the own foot because... What from Chrome's point is you can do everything that you wanted to do. You can have Braun run the gauntlet. You can have Braun versus Punk slated for Mania. And all of a sudden, burn it down and he throws a wrench in everyone's plans. Just like he literally did this past year and wedged himself in between Punk and Roman for Paul. You see what I'm saying?
That this past WrestleMania?
That was his past WrestleMania.
Yeah. No.
You at that
I didn't. And first of all, I didn't shoot myself in the foot for shit, right?
Because you said Braun can win the Rumble based on Chrome's plan. That can still happen,
right? I didn't argue that. Now, did I? I argued solely WrestleMania. I don't give a shit how we got there. I don't want to see it.
Just being childish. Okay.
No.
I hope every match on WrestleMania's card is a triple threat match.
To be fair, I did say I was coming onto this show to yell, scream, and argue, and I don't give a shit what I'm gonna argue about. I'm gonna argue tonight. It makes me feel better. Damn it!
I hope every match at WrestleMania is a triple threat match, and they're gonna call it the Ritz Invitational WrestleMania.
Hey, you know what? You know what though? If they do that, I'm set.
I can give you 2 other world championship or title matches at WrestleMania that were triple threats that had less of a story than this. That was WrestleMania 22. Randy, Ray, and Kurt. That didn't need to be a triple threat. And then WrestleMania 30.
Wait, hold on.
With less story than this, less build than this, less history than this.
Why the hell are you bringing up 22 and 30?
Because you said you don't like triple threat title matches.
Okay.
And those, I'm giving you options as this will be a better option than those matches with more story.
But that doesn't matter here. It truly doesn't. It doesn't matter. We're not talking about past WrestleManias. We're talking about this upcoming one.
And with this upcoming WrestleMania, they've been building this story for 2 years. Because you go back to Punk and how he has never liked CM Punk. And then you can go through what we just saw happen a few weeks ago. And even before then, when he was, Mr. I don't need anybody. You can harp on all of that. The story's already written. It's just TV. We got to do 3 to 4 weeks of TV. Seth can't get physical until WrestleMania.
Yep.
They did it before. Okay. They've done it a million times.
That's great that they did it before.
Can't get physical.
You know what's really awesome about all of this?
Seth, I think himself has specifically done it.
You know what's fantastic? neither one of us has a goddamn clue what's going to happen. And either one of our opinions could be right. We could all be tremendously wrong.
This is true.
You're correct.
Sitting here for 40 minutes in, still arguing about this damn thing is stupid.
Well, that's what we do on a wrestling podcast, buddy. Welcome to the big time, buddy.
I've been here before.
I mean, the vitriol for the triple threat, I just don't know why I said. I get your point, but you also, there's very few. The matches and the cards are more limited, and he has a lot of talent.
I think WWE as a whole has backed themselves into a corner where they have really relied on 3 or 4 guys over the last 6 months to really be sitting at the top, and they have not positioned anybody else to be, I don't want to say main event ready because I think that's not fair to some people, but storyline wise to be ready to go after that title. So I think what we're seeing a little bit of, and I don't think it's in full force, you're scrambling a little bit to figure out how you're going to make it work. Because I will say, up until they turned on Seth, and I think I even said it on this broadcast, I was over the whole idea of the Vision because I didn't think any of it was working like they had hoped.
Right. I can agree with you there. And it's not so much main event ready, like you said, not even really storyline ready. It's who they're ready to put the title on and pull the proverbial trigger. Like Drew, we've seen Drew. And we're probably going to get another match out of that. They did the same thing with LA Knight. It's just whatever they see, they just, like you said, they kind of back themselves to the corner. But I wouldn't say it's not for talent that we don't believe in. For whatever reason, they don't believe in.
I think we're way off base here. There is only so many top spots, and if professional wrestling changed the titles every 3 months, then there would be room for more people, but there's not.
Yeah.
And that's why I get furious at this internet bullshit where everybody needs to be over and in the main event picture. And it's bullshit. It's nonsense because there's not enough spots. Even AEW people who talked all that shit, them fans in the beginning, are seeing it now.
Yeah.
When the cupboard's full, you only got so much room. And that's where we're at. It's not about moving people along.
Yeah.
They're building, they put so much into Dominic. They put so much into Braun and Bronson. The Seth getting hurt absolutely put the dagger in everything. It threw the wrench in.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's like the NFL. Cincinnati comes out and they're 2-0, and it's like, holy shit, they actually look like they might finally have a really great season again. But then your quarterback gets hurt. So, I mean, it's not like you have Patrick Mahomes ready to back him up. They didn't position Patrick Mahomes behind him. It is what it is. You got to improvise. You may have to make a trade. You may have to sign somebody. You have to figure it out. This is the same idea. You don't play with anticipation that you're going to lose your top guy.
Yep.
And that's what happened. And the benefit for them, we can't see it now, but they have 6 months to get to WrestleMania.
Agreed.
So there is the benefit of that. So, but I mean, this is not to you guys. It's just in general, this idea that goes out there that there's not enough. Like, you can't tell me they haven't invested in some of the. I mean, for fuck's sake, they're pushing Maxime Dupree right now in the women's division.
I love that, but and I don't want to say that they haven't invested. And I hope I didn't come across it in the sense of that.
No, that's why it's not you. But what you did make me think of is other things I've heard.
Yeah, no, I think they've invested greatly in the people on the roster and the people that they showcase. Just, is there any of those people that you could fill that gap with on the fly? And I don't think you can, right? So I think that's
why I said LA Knight was a bad decision to win that battle royal, because I don't think a hot shot, bridging title run does anything good for him.
I think putting the title on Punk, though, was the best call, because now it's challenging you as a writing staff and as a production staff and as a company to fill that void and find something creative to get you not just to War Games, but get you to the Royal Rumble, because we know War Games is a lock. He's in the War Game. The champion's in the War Games match. right? How do you get to Rumble?
One single point I think we're missing, and this is especially in this business, is we say want, we say deserve. That's us saying that. But when it comes to the guys that are and the guys and girls that are putting the show together, there is no, well, this person wants this or this person deserves this. It's what is right for the moment at the time. And to echo your point, Andy, it's like, yes, the creative team is now what a challenge. The creative can be there, but the one of the key components about this that is missing, if the fans don't take the creative, it doesn't matter. And I understand 6 months, that doesn't matter. What matters is, can they get that marriage of what they write, the talent taking advantage of the opportunity, and then the connection with the fans. You need that triumvirate. And within 6 months, the triumvirate can completely switch.
What the hell word are you saying?
Triumvirate. It's a conjoining. It's whatever. You
It's
have
a real
to have
word.
hair. You have to have hair on your head to understand. So if all those things can meld together, then plans could change. And then also, let's not act like Punk is a spring chicken. Yes, he is credible. Anybody who challenges him is credible. So they've had this health issue. I want him to stay healthy, so some of these plans can be sought out, and we can get some long term.
So let me
Let me
jump in here, because the one thing we didn't bring up too much of was his promo last night, which I do think was to settle down some of the concerns, right? So I think it's clear the idea was CM Punk was probably winning the title at WrestleMania, and in a pinch, and not having the next program kind of set and ready to go because you're technically 6 months out.
Right.
They said, let's go at it now. Let's do it now. And they put the title on Punk. So I think last night was a sort of a reset for WrestleMania season, in that, what are you going to get out of a Punk run? We asked about it last week. Well, you're going to get some guy. You're going to get a guy who's going to open it up to any and all challengers. You're going to see people I haven't wrestled before. Nobody saw Logan Paul coming.
Nope.
So, like, they already surprised people coming out of the gate. And Andy, you can hang your head all you want, but look at what Logan Paul did with Jelly Roll.
Don't get me wrong.
Go in and have a 5-star match with anybody
without fail.
If you want Punk's title run to come out fired, I actually think he's a pretty damn good opponent to put him out.
I was just echoing Punk from last night. It was because that was great.
Okay.
No.
Because I was like, what are you talking about? He puts him in he does
great.
He's annoying. He's an asshole. His character is supposed to be, but he has great matches. So, like, him and Punk, because I do think age is shown on Punk in certain types of matches. I think with that, putting him in a Logan Paul, I think actually will highlight him and make him look tremendous. Having him go against AJ Styles, get that Ring of Honor rematch that we haven't seen since 2005 when the summer of Punk. Like, there is a lot of ways that they could go and fill a lot of space. The thing with AJ is, again, it's the same thing when we got John and AJ. You don't need a huge background story.
Nope.
You have two guys that came from Ring of Honor that have a history of a feud from back then, who have never crossed paths until this point, and it is a dream match in WWE that people haven't seen. There's a lot of avenues they can go. So I think that settled it down.
I almost wish that if you take out Punk and you insert AJ, why couldn't that have been AJ? Like, that would have been believable.
I mean, listen, I talked about that 2 weeks ago. Like, if I was booking this, ideally, and you said, hey, we don't know what we're going to do, we need to buy time for a month or two to really write something new, the most logical person, if you're looking for a transitional champion, would have been AJ Styles. He's retiring. A transitional title doesn't hurt him. It's something cool that people get to see. You can get a couple really great title matches out of him. You highlight him on his way out the door, similar to Cena. And if he drops the title, whether it's a clean finish, a schmaz, or however you do it, none of it hurts him. There's nothing that's going to hurt AJ Styles at this point.
Yeah, but I think at that point,
that would have been the argument I would have made, and then have him drop it at Royal Rumble to whoever is going to be one of the participants that's going to be in your main event.
Well, that's a great idea, though. I think the downfall to that was you would have derailed what you were planning to do with the tag division. So instead of derailing multiple stories, which I didn't say it was good, bad, or different.
Okay.
I didn't say it was good, bad, or different.
I was gonna say, like, we're going to talk about the tag division's been derailed since 1989.
My point, I didn't say it was good, bad, or different, but instead of derailing
the day the top rope broke during the Rockers and the Hart Foundation is the day that the tag division became derailed.
My point being, instead of derailing too many of your active stories, all you did was just insert somebody who really wasn't doing anything.
Easy solution. Finn and JD get their title back.
Yep.
Which I thought would have happened last night.
I think they're going to hold those titles for a couple of months. I don't think it's going to happen.
I think that, and I think we also got the precursor as to who's taking the title off of Dom last night, the IC title. I think he's finally going to get it, and that's Sheamus.
Oh yeah, when he came out, yeah.
I think that's who they're setting this up for. Yes.
I think they're setting it up for Sheamus. Yeah.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be surprised if Sheamus is getting ready to retire soon too.
He's not no spring chicken either. I think Sheamus is 46, 47.
Sheamus was rumored Sheamus has the spinal stenosis issue that Edge had.
Yeah.
I do think that's part of why he disappears and comes back for periods of time. But he was supposed to be at they thought, honestly, that's been an issue going back to WrestleMania 33, because I remember when they had that ladder match at the Hardys returned, they were talking about how dangerous that was for Sheamus to be in that match. So it would not shock me at all if he's winding down.
I mean, he kind of got into the business late. Like when he came in, he took the title off of Cena, I think he was already like late 20s, early 30s.
I mean, is that late though?
I mean,
I think
now you got Leon Slater and Javon Evans at 21.
But by today's standards, yes. Back then, I don't think.
Back then, no, maybe not.
I mean, didn't DDP get into it when he was like in his 30s?
Yeah, but he was around the business though. He was a manager of LA, and he was at the power plant every fucking day. And we seen him. Like I was shocked that shout out to DDP.
Yeah, they said Sheamus was a workout buddy of Hunter.
Issue a little bit.
Yeah, but they said Sheamus was a workout buddy of Hunter, so he wasn't like training in the ring, but he was working out with Hunter at the gym. So I mean,
he's definitely taking an IC title because
that's not who I would have thought. Like when this all started, but whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to John Cena taking the title off of him in his final match, which I think we're going to jump to that. You know, before we do, quick thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Jade Cargill does exactly what we thought would happen last week, Pete. Jade Cargill basically squashes Tiffany Stratton. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I like that. I saw Greg's comment about she's so bad at the ring, but if you're a monster heel, you don't need to do much. We kind of talked about it last week a little bit. You know, she's a monster heel. So, or just a monster champion. It was a squash match. I almost wish it was even shorter a little bit. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I think because I don't know if I sent it to you guys. I did not like the match at all. It wasn't until I realized it probably took me about halfway through. I realized, oh wait, no, this is just Jade beating the brakes off of Tiffany.
Yes. Kind
of thing. Where I was like, okay, this should have been over already.
Exactly.
I thought it was good to kind of cement Jade. I hope we're not going down that route though, where she just squashes everybody. I do want to see her put some effort into matches. I think some of that was done at Tiffany's benefit because the injury.
She banged up a little bit.
Yeah, I think the injury is a little bit more. I don't want to say severe, but more concerning than they were originally led to believe.
Right.
I don't hate that she's got the title. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I mean, she'll get runs with like Michin, BFAB, like not credible stuff, but stuff like challengers to build her up until ultimately.
It's somebody new.
Yeah.
I think it needed to happen. I didn't care honestly who it was, but I think it needed to happen. I think this could be good for her. I think a dominant win helps her. Obviously over somebody who's been a dominant champion.
Yes.
And then you can obviously, like Pete said, you can steamroll that. You can have her have these matches against some of those. But ultimately, the lead-in is going to be to get to Bianca Belair.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I think that'll be tremendous, and I'm fine with it. Again, I was ready for anything. Tiffy time ran its course for me for a while. She needs
Tiffy time was over.
She needs to take her time, get healthy, because I do think she's super talented. Take her time, get healthy, come back. She needs to be a heel. That's what she needs to be.
Her whole, the blonde hair, uppity girl.
Yeah, and not like the Nia Jax lackey heel. She needs to be. She's got to be the stuck-up Beverly Hills snob that she was back in NXT. Like,
yep.
I mean,
I would have loved it after the cash if we would have got like background snippets of her like having this plan to cash in the whole time, right? To say like, you're better than I. She thought she was better than me. I was just playing her, and just keep that going. And then we get to the Charlotte thing and just keep that going. So there's a chance. I think in ring, Mike, talented psychology wise, I think she could still get better in the ring and telling that story. And at time away from this and kind of looking at how things are going to play out, that could be a godsend for her. She can come back 10 times stronger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Obviously, our fourth topic we pretty much touched on during that entire 40-something minute debate, which obviously was regarding Logan Paul helping the division. I think we all believe this is going to probably lead to a title match. I don't know if it's a full-time member of the division, but it'll probably lead to being a participant on their team for Survivor Series. And I would love for Paul to call his team the Dangerous Alliance, but he won't.
I don't know why they're still sticking with division. Do they have the merch for it or something?
Probably.
Well, let's find out.
Who knows?
You never know.
Because I'm like, I don't know why they like you said, I don't know why they feel like they're sewed into that name division.
I don't know. But I do want to dive into our I guess what now is our final topic. It was our third topic. At Saturday night's main event, get a big announcement. John Cena run a vignette, a promo. John Cena talking about the opportunities he was afforded, and he wants his last opponent to be somebody who earns the opportunity like he did. So they announced the Last Time Is Now tournament, a 16-man tournament consisting of WWE, SmackDown, Raw talents, as well as NXT. You could have TNA talent in there. You could have what they call talent from outside companies. So, which obviously is I don't think it's going to be Adam Copeland, but we'll talk about that name. But I think it is an acknowledgement and tease to get people interested to see if he might actually show up.
Right.
Anyway, we've talked for weeks about how do you get to the main event? How do you get to December 13th? Do you need to build a story? And we said we really don't need to have him do an open challenge, but I love this idea even more because, Andy talking about storyline wise, getting there. You're telling the story without John having to be there. And I think having this invitational or random tournament, however, and having guys put on what I think you're going to get some real knockdown, drag out bangers out of this. For the right to face John Cena in this final match, I just think elevates the final match that much more. It elevates Cena's legacy to show how important he's been to the business by having this tournament and how hard guys are going to fight and work to get that opportunity. I'm very excited for it. I didn't see it going this route, but boy, was I very satisfied with this result. And I'd love to get your guys' thoughts before we start diving in to the names. We did get the first four names before we start diving into names.
I love it. When has this ever happened before?
Never.
You never seen a tournament for the right to have a match. Nothing else on the line. Just the right to have a GOAT's last match.
I think the promo on Saturday night's main event, and they showed it again last night, might have been the best thing and the best way you've ever promoted something. Any kind of tournament, any kind of challenge or anything. It was so well done. And the way he frames it of, how did he, I forget the exact word he said it, but it was, giving somebody the opportunity that he had when he, on his first night, to be on his last night. And then it wasn't something given, it was hard earned. I like those two lines. They were one was in the middle, one was at the very end. Yeah. I love them so much. The only thing I wish, I'm nitpicking this, and this is solely, armchair quarterbacking the next day, whatever you want to call it. I wish they wouldn't start it next week. And throughout the night next week, he's going up to people and saying, hey, you're in this tournament. You're in this. Instead of them doing the drawing like they did last night and then having Adam Pearce do the little announcement thing, I wish it was either through social media or John or whatever. John, it almost like I think you called it an invitational, right? I wish it was that. John inviting these people, hey, I want you in this tournament. I want you in this tournament. Good, bad, or indifferent. And then for the surprises, right, he's kind of like, you see him talking, but you can't tell who he's talking to.
Or like almost like have the drawings, but have like a couple of question marks or wild cards you don't know. I think this also laid the groundwork for him not going out on his back. Because remember, his callback to him saying, I want to give someone the opportunity that I was afforded and make the best of it. That was ruthless aggression. That was a slap heard around the WWE universe. He lost that match.
Yeah.
So he's already propped up not just the people that are going to participate in this tournament, but the person that makes it to the end. He's already elevated you because he's drawn a direct connection between him and you and whatever your start is at.
I will say, as much as I want to see Edge be, Adam Copeland potentially be that last match person, now after you've set it up as a tournament,
yes,
if Edge is in this at all, then you've spoiled it. Now I'm not interested in the tournament. If you put a bunch of names who, you look at these names, Sheamus has some history with John, Rusev definitely has history with John, Nakamura,
no, not so much.
No, Damien, no, not really. Right. So there's history and there's not history. I'm invested already in these four, these first two matches, and then Aldis will announce 2 more matches on Friday. I'm definitely invested. Right now, you just got to keep me. Don't ruin it. Don't give me a clear-cut winner.
Yeah. I don't mind that idea, Andy. The only reason I would push back on that is because in the promo he said that it's going to be random. Like, he's not selecting his last opponent. And I do think the perception is if I'm giving you an invitation, I'm selecting my last opponent.
And that's fair.
So that's the only – I love the idea.
It was a nitpick. It was 100% a nitpick.
For sure. And if he didn't make that statement, that specific line in that vignette, I would have 1,000% been your way. I don't love the old Royal Rumble ball roller.
Yeah.
I would rather it have been something along the lines of there's a, they come out, maybe him. Honestly, I would rather everyone who's a part of the company be announced ahead of time. And I would have rather them did something where all 3 GMs are together and then they each make their picks. I would imagine probably 4 apiece and maybe 4 open slots. So I would say, you know what I mean? Maybe you get 4 in NXT, or maybe NXT gets 2 and you do 5 from Raw and 5 from SmackDown.
Hold on. I like that. Can I share this for a second, Chrome?
Sure.
Just so we can share screen.
I'm going to keep talking while you're sharing. I would do 5 from Raw, 5 from SmackDown, maybe 2 from NXT, right?
So here's what I like. I'm about to point like you can see me. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right here.
Right.
If going off of that, every one of these two groups would be an open slot. So because assume for a second, this is Raw on the 10th, this is SmackDown on the 14th, then you have, this would be Raw on the 17th. Then this would be SmackDown on the 21st. You're giving me something special every time, every night, something to look forward to, right? Whether they win, lose, or whatever, and then you move in here.
I can guarantee you 2 of them already.
Sure.
Well, before you do it, I would have done it that way, but let me finish how I would like this to have gone. Have all 3 general managers come out and say, like, we recognize this is what John wanted. So we have hand-selected people fitting all of the criteria that we feel like are deserving of this opportunity. And you go through, you have your veterans like a Sheamus who's been announced. You have guys who are up and coming who, I mean, he's a little bit older. He's not up and coming, but people who haven't been a part of the John Cena era, who's fairly fresh over the last year or so to the main event scene, like a Damian Priest, where you go through and you do it that way. And I would rather have had them do it as an announcement, have them come out to the ring or around the ring, but I would have did it that way. Make it a big, I don't like this every week. We're going to roll the balls and we're going to roll somebody. And then the open slots are surprises. This person gets a mystery partner or opponent. This person gets the mystery opponent. We don't know where they're coming from.
Or even like a buy into like a mystery opponent doesn't have to be in the first round. You can have a mystery opponent in the quarterfinals. You got them in the semifinals. I think what you may get is once everyone is announced in a first round matchup or second round matchup that you may get an injury play and then somebody takes your spot, and that'll be a surprise. You can get that, I
have a whole litany of names from outside the company that I think it's going to be.
I mean, I have 2 who have history that I think are going to be locks.
Okay, and who do you have?
Nick Nemeth and Matt Cardona.
Okay, I mean, yeah, and I have Jeff Hardy is one of them, and obviously with the TNA ties, that's there.
Yep. Yes.
Andy.
100%. Hendry, I think Hendry's
Joe Hendry.
He's definitely.
Oh, is that what that was? Okay.
Hendry.
Probably.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's probably. Yeah, it's probably that's a good one. I think
especially if the rumors of him potentially getting signed by WWE are true, then you want to. I don't want to say propel somebody, but you want to give somebody that same push that John got while Joe doesn't really need it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't hurt.
I think Sammy's going to be in it somehow.
I don't know.
Is he hurt?
He just had a match with Cena. I don't know that Sammy's going to be in.
I
really, truly feel like names like Sammy and AJ are going to be out of it.
I really wish Kayla was healthy right now. Jeez, that would be perfect.
I think NXT wise, you're looking at maybe Oba Femi.
Oba, maybe Trick.
Trick.
I would like to see Javon Evans in it.
Javon, I just think there's other guys like Ricky Saints.
I would love to see Ethan Page.
Ethan Page would be a good one.
Ethan Page would be good.
His
promos would be excellent.
Yeah.
In that tournament. I would love to see Adam Copeland, and even if I know he's going to win it, I would still love to see Adam Copeland.
I wouldn't say he would win though.
You can't have him come in and not win it.
I'm talking about win it like to make it to John.
I think he wins, but that's what I'm saying. If all this announces on Friday, and I'm just picking Friday as a that in the next round of matches, Adam Copeland is fighting bloody hell. I think that would
just be, you have to make that a surprise. Even though we get it a lot early, you would have to figure out a way that somebody who was picked can't go, and we got to fill in. And then you don't even you can even do from the car, already dressed in his gear and just had the music like and just have him come out and just show up. You don't even got to be in ring gear, like just
have him wrestle in a pair of jeans.
But I go back to what the promo was. I don't think the promo is there to build a guy that he's already had, because I think the nostalgia of Cope trying to fight just to get the opportunity to be his last match isn't like. Do you think for you as a fan is that enough, or do you feel like you need, if he's in it, you need to see them?
Yeah, if he's in it, he's got to win it. Like because yeah, you know what? Cope did the whole 5-knuckle shuffle bit at his last AEW match or whatever have you, and people went nuts over it. All right, cool, awesome. If you're putting him in this tournament, while I understand the concept behind the tournament, you're gonna want Adam to win that match. At least I would, right? I would want to see Edge and Cena, because a lot of people have said that. Well, yeah, Randy Orton and John Cena's names were so synonymous through the late 2000s and 2010s. It was more so Edge and Cena,
right?
Were synonymous. With each other.
I think you make an argument that Edge is his greatest foe.
100%
in terms of Ultimate.
That's what I'm saying. So people are going to want to see that,
and it's the only one we haven't gotten.
Correct.
We've gotten the rest. You could argue Cardona, but in talking main event level guys, Cardona I think is much more of a main event or featured event guy now, but not during the John Cena title, prime run. So, I just think there's so many interesting. Honestly, at the end of the day, I think Gunther still ends up winning this tournament.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. I'm with Andy. I wish there was a different way to announce it, but I'm very excited for this. And I guess, they'll make us sit and wait and see to see who's going to get announced over the next couple of weeks, and we'll be following it. And with that, we're going to be wrapping up in a couple of minutes. But I need everybody to tune in on Thursday night, because me and Eric have a big announcement that we're going to be making. This is it'll be following our interview, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on A2D Radio social media pages. We are going to be sitting down and having a conversation with Aaron Stevens, NWA superstar, former WWE superstar, known as Damien Sandow. We're going to talk to him about high points of his career, have a couple other things we like to discuss with him, maybe his thoughts on John Cena's retirement. So we're going to talk about a couple things with him. We have 30 minutes sitting with him. Then after, me and Eric have a big announcement surrounding the John Cena retirement tour regarding the 2 episodes surrounding his retirement.
Eric's the last opponent. That's why he's not here tonight. He's training.
That's it. He's training. Yeah, that's our big announcement. Arch is out there training.
Oh, my God. That would be hysterical.
But you guys will want to hear this announcement. So tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on A2D Radio for the Lazy Booking Podcast. Big announcement for our December 9th and December 16th episodes of the Lazy Booking Podcast. We're going to have a very special guest who has a lot to say, and we're going to really dive in pre and post Cena main event, or Cena's final match.
Yes.
And pick his brain on a lot of things. And not just Cena, just some wrestling creative in general. We'll announce that name on Thursday night. Anything else for the cause, boys, before we wrap up here?
No. I mean,
nope.
What a time to be a wrestling fan.
It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. And I appreciate you boys for jumping on, filling in with me for Eric. And Eric will be back on Thursday night. He'll be dropping his anecdotes with Arch, too, on the Lazy Booking Podcast YouTube page throughout the week. And obviously a shout-out to our sponsor, SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Andy wants me to say the line, and I'm not saying it again, Andy. for the opening of the show.
I can catch that.
Yeah, you do.
He was literally laughing for like a minute and a half straight. He couldn't stop. But for myself, for Andy, for Pete, great show this week. Everybody who joined us, commented, like, subscribe, follow on your way out the door. Share this out to your friends. Anybody who loves wrestling. We always have a fun conversation here.
And even if they don't, just go make fun of Eric.
Or Andy. I like making fun of both of them. So
hey, I'm trying to put Eric over here, man.
You are putting him. What a way to put him over.
Yeah.
You got to make him work. He's got to work from behind, right? He's got to.
It's something he's used to doing.
That's how you do. You work from underneath so that when you get there, you know what I mean? We love you. For myself, we love Eric. For myself, Andy, Pete, I'm known everybody here at A2D Radio and Lazy Booking Podcast. Stay tuned, Hockey Happy Hour, or not Hockey Happy. I can always say that. It is the best Hockey Happy Hour there. Flyers Talk A2D coming at you at 9 p.m. at the top of the hour. So until then, Andy, what do we tell everybody every week?
It's so important today as it is each and every day. Tell somebody you love them. Give them a big hug tonight. Peace, love, and joy. We're out.
Peace.
Go Birds.